Facebook page, the Growe Clinton Podcast Facebook page, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Although Twitter is telling me required to create a live broadcast and platform upgrade to a premium subscription service.
Of course.
Okay. I'll just remove that. Okay. We are live. Here comes the intro, Jenny. You're listening to the Growe Clinton Podcast. Growe Clinton is a 501c6 nonprofit economic, community development, and tourism organization based in Clinton, Iowa. For more information, visit groweclinton.com. Again, that's groweclinton.com. Now, back to the show. What's happening to all you amazing guests out there in podcast land? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the one, the only, you love it. You know where to find it, folks. It's the Growe Clinton Podcast. For those of you that are not aware, Growe Clinton is a nonprofit economic development, community development, and tourism organization based in the great community of Clinton, Iowa, right on the eastern side of the state along the mighty Mississippi River. As always, I am your host, Andy Sokolovich, joined in the studio by Jenny Home from our office. Jenny, what's happening?
You know what's happening today.
Great day, Jenny.
Special guests.
Special guests. Mm-hmm. Some of them may share your bloodline.
They do. They're lucky.
Yeah, they're lucky. Well, before we introduce our guests for this 201st episode recorded on the 13th day of January 2026. Shout out to our sponsors. That's right. This mic check is courtesy of Citizens First Bank, making your finances and our audio crystal clear. These new mics for the Growe Clinton Podcast Studio are proudly sponsored by the bank that is always in tune with our community. Find them at gocfb.bank, banking as it should be with Citizens First Bank, member FDIC. Ooh, Adcraft, Printwear, and Sully Sports. Adcraft has been in the custom apparel game since 1974. Over the years, they've grown from just a small family-run business serving the Clinton, Iowa community to a cutting-edge operation providing top-notch, customized printwear to teams and companies all across the United States. For all of your custom printwear needs, visit adcraftusa.com and be sure to check out the brand new Sully Sports retail location located right off of Mill Creek here in Clinton. They are open for biz. If you want to find them online, sullyssports.com. Miles Communications, powering the Growe Clinton Podcast with wicked fast, high-speed fiber internet. Also offering television and telephone services to meet your home or company's communication needs. If they are not in your neck of the woods, they are on their way. MilesTelephone.com. LyondellBasell is a leader in the global chemical industry, guided by the purpose of creating solutions for everyday sustainable living. LYB is one of the world's largest producers of polymers and a leader in polyolefin technologies. The LyondellBasell Clinton complex produces resins, plastic resins, high-density, low-density polyethylene pellets, if you will, used in everything from industrial bottles, pressure pipes, food packaging, PEX tubes, kayaks. You think of it, it's made of plastic. Lyondell manufactures the resins that go into that product. They are committed to being a responsible, engaged neighbor in the communities that they serve through volunteerism, charitable giving, and partnership with local organizations. They aim to strengthen communities by supporting education, sustainability, and safety initiatives. LyondellBasell, folks, solutions for a better tomorrow. Great show today, Jenny.
I know it. I'm so excited.
Do you want to introduce our two outstanding guests?
I hope I can remember their names. Yes.
As long as you remember them on Christmas, that's all they care about.
Oh, yeah. So we've got Colin Sullivan and John Sullivan here. They are part of the juggernaut that makes up Adcraft USA Printwear and Sully Sports.
Yeah. Welcome, guys, to the Growe Clinton Podcast.
Thanks for having us.
So today I was in a meeting. We're talking about Sully Sports. Now, I did not move here until 2013-ish, but Colin provided me a little bit of the history of Sully Sports and Adcraft, but the name has kind of a nostalgic ring in our community, right? It's not brand new to Clinton.
No.
You're bringing it back.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Late 80s, early 90s, Adcraft sort of went under the name Sully Sports and had more of a retail focus, and that was down on 5th Avenue South. And so
Rusty
and that,
Barrel.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yep. And so that was actually like starter jackets.
First. Oh, I love me. I wasn't even a fan of some of the teams that I rocked. the starter
You
jacket
just wore 'em
before.
everywhere.
You just had to have them.
Yeah, Hornets and all that.
Hornets.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Jordan 1s, all that
Yeah.
stuff. It was like the retail side of things. They were still operating like the Adcraft side of the business, like custom apparel and things like that, but it was more Sully Sports at that time. And that time there's a ton of different pieces of apparel made with Sully Sports on it. And so when we were, bringing a retail presence back to Clinton, and we wanted to have the retail section be branded a little bit different than Adcraft, because Adcraft, you think custom gear.
Yeah,
And
bulk
then-
orders.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Or web stores, things like that. But with the retail side of things, you're going with like baseball gloves, bats, basketball shoes, all that type of retail stuff, plus golf apparel, things like that. So we wanted to have a clear separation, but have it be under the same sort of family business. So we're like, what better fit than
Yeah.
Sully Sports? So we brought that back.
Now, John, your hand was molded around a football for several years.
Right.
Collegiate athlete, came back to join the family biz, but you managed and oversaw Temple's
Right.
sports that was in Bettendorf.
Mhm.
But that's now shut down, correct?
Right. We moved everything up to our new building location, up on the north end of town. So we're almost got everybody ready to go. The Sully side is done, like you said, but Adcraft side, we've still got a few things to finish up with the rest of the building, and then we'll be all ready to move in.
If you don't know John by just John Sullivan, you might want to look up Johnny Trickshot.
Johnny Trickshot.
Yep.
Is that on? Is
He
that
was
on?
on ESPN.
Was he really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of this before.
He
Yeah.
was invited to be on Ellen and got bumped.
Oh.
I denied it.
He says, "I'm not."
Too low for me.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I got other things to do.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, welcome back to the community, John. I
Ah,
think
thank
it's
you.
awesome that you guys are here. I really love what your entire family does. I mean, we all know the true boss of Adcraft is Julie.
Julie.
And that
Julie
would
and
be
Barb.
your mother, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they run the show, but Dan the man's over there hustling. He gets in the office at what, like 4:30 or something like that.
He's eating lunch at
That's his first
4:30.
break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I know he sent me emails before, and I've like
Yeah.
woken up at the middle of the night, like crusty eyed, looking at the clock, seeing what time I got to wake up, and I look at my email, and
Yeah.
there it is.
He loves how early he can send somebody an email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, on my birthday, I woke up at 4:00 in the morning, and there was a picture of him in front of this building,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
taking a selfie. Happy birthday!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he loves it.
we called the cops. It was weird.
Yeah.
No, but no, you got a great family, man, and it's a
Thank you.
family business, and
It
it
is.
started with your grandparents,
Yeah.
and that was what 1974.
1974, my grandpa Terry and my grandma Barb started the business. My grandpa Terry, for anybody that knew him, just pretty quiet guy and just workaholic, and had a really intense work ethic. He'd have his job at the Clinton Herald, and then would work at Adcraft, building that business on the side. And then when I think my dad was probably 18 when he got involved with Adcraft, and helped continue growing the business. And then my uncle Colin got involved. And then, from there, just tons of, I've been involved since I'm a kid. John too, we just grew up in the business as well.
Jordan,
So,
too?
yep, my sister's there. So, and we're all there and all kind of a part of it. Which is awesome, because not very many people get to be around their family that.
Yeah, it could be good or bad, but you
Yeah.
guys seem to do well. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fly on the wall, but every time I come by, your mom seems to be in a good mood.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's why we have her there.
That's
yeah,
why
yeah.
she
right.
keeps
As long
the
as-
peace.
Yeah, exactly.
But what's funny is, you mentioned your uncle Colin.
Yes.
And when I first moved here, people were referring to like Big Colin, Little Colin, and I didn't ask questions. And I met you for like the first time. I'm like, he's not little. Like, why do they call him Little Colin? And that's when I realized, like, okay, well, your uncle's Colin, Big Colin, Little
Yep.
Colin.
That's funny.
I just thought it was like a stature thing. I'm like, no, he's taller than I am.
I forget about that, like the being called little.
Because it's
Colin.
on your email.
It's on my
Yeah.
email, but we had to distinguish it somehow, and so people were like, "Oh, you're not that short." I thought you were really short. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So, John, tell me about Sully's T-shirts. I want to know about this club that you can get in.
Oh yes.
Because I'll let you know if you haven't already. I'm the newest customer.
I saw.
I am a
saw you
member
joined.
now.
I
oh,
am too.
nice.
At
Awesome.
the I'm at the silver level, I believe, the
Oh.
middle one.
That's the gold level.
Okay, I'm at
Yeah.
the gold
Yeah.
level. Nice.
Yeah, so you're earning. So it's Sully Shirt Club. So basically, what it is we have 3 tiers. You can either get a shirt only every month. You can join the Gold Club, where you get a shirt plus 10% off every purchase you make at Sully's, and that's automatically on your account. And then there's a third tier, which is platinum, where you get a shirt, a hat, and then also get the discount. So,
And it's
Speaking of
very
stuff up.
affordable. It's I mean, don't go changing the prices if I say this, but like it's
Oh,
I think it's $24.99 or something like that. I pay a month,
right.
and I get the 10% discount at Sully's, and I get a shirt. And I cannot own enough T-shirts. Probably half of Salvation Army T-shirt selection is my old ones that I've
Cycled out.
grown out of.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great deal, man. And I saw that it's got if you go to sullysports.com, there's a moving banner right at the very top of the website. You just click on that banner, and it breaks down all the benefits of being a member, and it's a no-brainer.
Who comes up with this?
John came up
I
with
came
that
up with that
concept.
one, yeah.
How? How did you come up with this?
Probably seeing somebody else do it.
Yeah.
The greatest form of flattery is
Right.
to mimic them. Yeah.
Right.
What we're doing too with the shirts is we're gonna make the shirts not just some random shirt. We're custom designing a shirt every month with a different theme, and really we're leaving it open ended. This first month's theme is sort of like this vintage football theme ad with Sully's on it.
Yeah.
But we'll do depending on the time of the year or topic, we might just throw some fun ones out there. So that's something I'm really excited
Yeah,
about.
and these are truly limited edition. Like me and Colin didn't even get. We're not part of the club,
Nope.
so we didn't even get.
Not
them.
even in your stockings.
We
No.
printed it to exactly how many we needed. So we actually just sent those out, so people should be getting them.
That's very cool. I
And
love that idea. And what better way to promote the biz than have people walking around with your shirts on?
Right.
I mean, that's the
Yeah.
cheapest form of advertising is the people be wearing your apparel.
Right.
That's one thing I'm excited about is we really were spent a lot of time focusing on the logo, and we were gonna just bring back the old logo, but we realized it probably needed some updates. So one of our designers at Adcraft, Ethan Hahn, helped us develop this the Sully Sports logo, and it might not look like it now, but we went through many different iterations of that logo before we landed on where we're at. And what's cool is, right out the gate, people have been, sort of drawn towards the Sully stuff, which is flattering and awesome. And we hope to keep bringing that, make it a cool brand that people can kind of rep.
Well, I even ran into people that are digging out their old Sully Sports stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think we just one of the gentlemen, Matt Brish from Coldwell Banker House and
Oh, yeah.
Jeffries here. He's digging through all of his buckets of clothes to find the old sweatshirt that he has from back in the day.
Yeah, if anybody has like pictures of themselves, like with old Sully stuff or even Adcraft stuff, send it our way or tag us because we love to see that stuff, especially if it's something that we know, like my grandpa probably printed.
Like the Adcraft roadie jacket.
Yeah.
With the navy blue. with
Yep.
the
Yeah.
Adcraft
Is there a
on the back.
picture with Dan wearing that?
Yes.
Is that, yeah.
We've got that jacket. We still have that jacket.
Do you really?
Yep. And I think we're gonna probably put it in a shadow box and use it as a decoration.
Oh, you
at the
gotta
new
do
spot.
that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yep.
You know what happened to me? I worked at Sully's in Iowa City to make some extra money right after I had a baby. And I worked nights. And that's when people were coming in and wearing hats and leaving the tags on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a bunch of people come in.
Like the tags or the sticker?
tags.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, it
I
was.
must have missed that.
Back in the day. And I was by myself in the store and some guys came in and, I'm by myself and I'm like, oh, I thought they just lifted them. And they had to explain to me, no, this is a thing.
Yeah, that's not really a smart move. I
No,
guess.
I was like,
There it is.
get back here with my merchandise.
Yeah,
They-
no, you guys got a whole selection too of Savannah Bananas
Oh,
gear.
yeah.
Yeah, we're actually by now we're pretty picked through on that stuff, but we're getting a restock here pretty soon for
Now,
the.
how does that
summer
work? Do you
season.
have agreement with the team or what?
No,
is that?
they actually are with Wilson, right, Colin?
Okay.
Yeah, Evo Shield is
Yeah.
their sort of their sponsor. Wilson, who owns them, and so they have a certain selection of retail assortment for Savannah Bananas that
Yeah.
How'd you get a
access,
line
so.
on it, though?
Well, I think we just saw it on the Wilson business to business site and decided to order them.
All right, second question.
Yeah.
You have the Bill Murray
Yeah.
collection. How do you do that?
That my mom's been getting me and Colin those polos like every Christmas
Right.
for the last.
And this is the
5
actor
years.
Bill Murray.
Right. Yeah,
Right,
the actor
okay.
Bill Murray. And I was like, gosh, that might be cool to have in the store because
Yeah.
we wanted to get some golf stuff, and we wanted it to kind of be unique too.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I better check out their website. So I went to their website, just scroll to the bottom, and there's a few things that you got to do, and there's an inquiry form, and so I just filled that out, and we got approved. So
Yeah,
pretty
and
cool.
we're all Bill Murray'd up now.
we're kind of we haven't even done like a grand opening or anything like that, which we'll work our way into. But we're figuring out the product mix and adjusting as we go every day. We're kind of figuring out different things that we have there. I mean, we have like Gooders sunglasses, which I don't know if you guys know about. That's one thing I'm kind of excited about because I've been wearing Gooders for a long time. They're like $35 and they're like really nice sunglasses, but they have they're rubberized so you can wear them when you work out or whatever. And if you lose them, not that big of a deal. We also have like Pit Vipers and all that stuff. And
That's why back in the day I used to buy my Jokleys,
Yeah.
Folkleys,
Yeah, there
you
you
know, from
Yeah.
a place called Green Dragon in Pennsylvania. It's a big like outdoor market, and they would sell these knockoffs. And
Yeah.
because we would go tubing in the river and stuff, and you fall off and you lose your glasses, people are like, oh, those are my $400 Oakleys. And I'm like, oh, those are my $4 Jokleys.
Exactly.
Like nobody could tell the difference.
And then we have local high school and club team apparel there too. And I mean, we can go on and on about all the stuff we have there, but we're like, just the point being is we're constantly going to be adjusting to whatever the market needs, and we'll throw in some fun stuff in there too.
Well, I heard a few people say they need some Iowa State stuff. One being Karen Freeze here.
Yeah, we've heard that multiple
Yeah.
times. We'll probably do that. We'll probably bring some Iowa State stuff in. The cool thing is, like, we have our Iowa brand that's out there, Iowa Hawkeye stuff. We've had this brand that
Is that still Hawkadelic?
Yeah, so we created Hawkadelic probably 15 years ago now, which was pretty popular online. But not very many people connected the dots between Adcraft and Hawkadelic, and we didn't really have a retail presence for that stuff other than Shields. Like a lot of our Hawkadelic stuff is at Shields.
Right.
But nobody would know that. So with it being in a retail presence in Clinton, we're able to bring that to the forefront. People can come in rather than having to go down to the Quad Cities and buy
That's
some
cool.
stuff, Hawkeye stuff.
Yeah,
So.
it's so cool. And again, your website, sullysports.com, you can check out a whole list of the stuff that they have. Really cool shirts. What I love about your web stores, too, is the simplicity.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're in a sports team and you're trying to generate some moolah to support your travel, whatever it is, and you're looking to fundraise, you can just give Colin a ring, and he helps set up these web stores that are pretty much set it and forget it.
Right.
And what I love is the variety of different things that you'll print logos on. Because you just did one for air control, and I was lucky enough to get a super secret code to get a discount on some of that stuff, and I bought like double the amount that the code allowed. But I got some really cool. One of the things is it's like a quarter zip, like I think it's like a button up, and it's like got reinforced like shoulders and stuff. The logo's embroidered on there, and it is super nice.
Oh, yeah.
And it was affordable. The Carhartt sweatshirts we just got here at Growe Clinton, so it's all sorts of stuff. It's not like the janky style t-shirt that's going to shrink the first time you wash it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's nice, it's soft.
We have actually, speaking of the web stores, so we have a whole department dedicated to web stores, and Kiana Feller, who's the director of the web store department, does a great job curating these products specific for whatever the client need is or whatever their market is. So yeah, if it's like an industrial workwear type situation, throw in a little bit of the Carhartts. If it's more of like an office setting, we have Travis Matthews stuff, Adidas stuff, all that types of stuff. And so corporate branding, when it comes to that, we feel like we have a really good sense for that stuff. And not only just the actual products, but just the, logistics of getting it. If you have 300 employees, that's not fun to try to collect sizes for everybody. Yeah. So with our web store program, you work with us. We set the parameters. Do you want it to be private? Do you want it to be, give a coupon code out? However you want to work it. We'll make it so that whoever is tasked with, arranging the employee apparel
from the company.
From the company, it's not their normal job. So we make that easier on you.
Super simple. We've used it. Yep. My son played baseball for the River City Crush. They have now aged out of that league, but I remember getting some really cool stuff from the Adcraft web stores, and all this cool stuff that we got from air control through the web stores is legit. And it's this quality. I mean, where else can you go buy a customized Carhartt hoodie that is going to last for decades?
I love my hoodie.
I mean, those Carhartt things last forever, and especially the jackets. And I mean, you guys just do a phenomenal job. But not only is it Printwear, but you do pretty much anything customized. You've even helped me. We ordered some challenge coins for the military. If you get those coins, if you're familiar with what they are, your design team helped me set that up, and that was awesome.
Yeah, anything, when you think of branding, my hope is that you think of us. So whether that's your team or your company or your podcast or your restaurant or whatever it might be, we come to us for the branding side of things, and we'll help you figure out what products that those goes on, whatever it's, challenge coins or apparel or bags or koozies or you name it, bobbleheads, all that stuff. We can find a source.
So, John, in all your adventures out and travels, what is one of the coolest things you've ever seen customized?
Coolest thing customized.
Because I'm always looking for ideas. Because I go to all these conferences. If I get one more pen, one more thumb drive, one more stress ball, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I can tell you one thing that was really cool that was customized. And I don't know if you guys did it or not. You probably did, but was when Colin got married, the groomsmen and ushers got a flask with their caricature that looked just like them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was a
So
good
they
one.
didn't lose their booze, huh?
Jeff, looks so. It just looks just like Jeff. My
Yeah.
son Jeff. Yeah.
Company gifting, when it comes to that
Yeah.
stuff, there's a ton of different drinkware options and
Yeah.
things like that. And then there's so many wild things like
Yeah,
flip flops
yeah,
and all
you
that
can
stuff
do
and shoes.
Mini
and stuff.
basketball hoop. It's seriously anything you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you can think of, you can put a logo on.
So
it,
how far reaching is your business? I mean, I know they.
We say United States, but you guys sell stuff outside of the U.S.?
We've done for some Army units and our military service where we send it
So
to
like APO?
yeah, exactly. But we coast to coast, we've had different web stores, for whether it's a company or a team uniforms, like sublimated uniforms, or just fan gear. We can this is the center right in the middle of the United States, and we ship it out to wherever,
Yeah.
and we feel like we're in a good position to do that.
Well, I love telling your story. I mean, we just had director Debbie Durham come and visit us on the podcast not too long ago. She was back in town just before the holidays, but we love telling her about Adcraft because, and don't take this the wrong way, but you pass your current location and nobody would realize.
Well, there's no logo.
Right.
What's the thing? But I'm just saying, nobody would realize when you look at an older brick building, a multi-story brick building, and then a pole barn on the backside,
Right.
and like you said, no logo.
Yeah.
But nobody would realize that you have a homegrown, now nationally producing company that has really made its mark in athletic wear across the nation, right here in Clinton, Iowa.
Yeah, and we'll do that comes to my mind is like Nestle, Purina. All their various factories. They all have similar needs, but the same thing. Someone's tasked with ordering apparel. They got to try to figure it out with all their employees. We take all that. We work with you one-on-one, like what parameters, what's your budget, what do you need, what are your requirements, and then we set up a web store. However you want to order, you can do bulk order too, but we recommend the web store route for some of those things and just trying to make it easier. And speaking of like the building that we're in now, that kind of goes to, it comes down to like the way that we've worked forever is just our heads down working behind the scenes, and then you look up and it's like, oh yeah, there's no logo on the building. So what's changed with
And
that?
the logos that are there don't even exist anymore.
No.
Like,
No,
they're not built.
actually, we've gone so long that I think Sully Sports is on one. I think it is. I can't remember.
Because there's one up there was like
Yeah.
Cocalico, like was it yarn or something like that, or
I think
I-
there's one. There's
yeah.
Beware. You guys don't do Beware
No.
anymore.
We'll bring it back. Just
Are you gonna do it?
We could. Well, there's a lot of different like Planet Basketball. Like we had a
Oh my
preprint
gosh.
line called
Thought
Planet
of that.
Basketball and Planet Football. All those types of preprint lines we might
So
explore bringing back.
how's this gonna shake out? You got the building downtown. You're gonna keep that, right? You're gonna keep working there, and then you're gonna move things. So what's gonna be where?
Well, we're all said and done. We'll be fully operational out of the new headquarters
Okay.
with production and everything. The current facility, we need it during the transition time for
Right.
warehouse and things like that. But we don't have any immediate plans for the current location other than we do like that building. It's a really
Sure.
cool building. So, we got Sully's open. We're working on getting the Adcraft office team members out there. And then from there, we're going to get warehouse and then production. And we're adding all new equipment for production plus our existing equipment. So we're like doubling our capacity there. But there's just so much logistical things that go into like getting that equipment dialed in. And then when do you do that? When do you stop the presses? So
well, not to mention you guys are very technology dependent. I mean, you need
Right.
access to high speed internet.
correct.
And you can't just unplug your laptop and walk over to Mill Creek, plug back in and start over. You're going to have to
Yeah.
have all your servers and things like that set up, I'm sure.
Yep. All of our servers, all of our systems, just little, everything from the finer details to the overarching thing
Yeah.
is we're just going through all that right now, which has been a really big learning experience for me in a positive way.
Yeah.
Like there's so
So
many
what are
different
the
things
roles?
involved with it.
What's your role? What's your title?
My title is I do most of the marketing for both Adcraft and Sully's, and then
Okay.
I basically was tasked with getting Sully's off the ground and rocking and rolling.
Okay.
Aiden is the Sully's retail store manager, so he kind of manages things there. But I'll obviously help him, and so will Colin and the other guys too. But mainly marketing, and then kind of do a little bit of sales too. So a little bit of everything.
Because we were in there on Sunday, and my Steve,
Yeah.
he said he thinks people, I know this Cohen who's working in there, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't know that, so he thinks we're in there anonymously. And he said, "So how does John Sullivan work into this staff
Yeah.
here?"
What does he do?
Yeah.
No.
And they said, "Well, he's the big guy."
Mhm.
And we're like, "Oh, that's his title. He's the big guy."
In
So,
stature.
Colin, what's your title then?
Oh, I just kind of annoy people, walk around and annoy everybody. But I mean, I wear many hats. If you were to sum it up, I would say general manager, because I've done everything from folding shirts in the back
Yeah.
to out on selling shirts to just working in customer service and then helping with our web store program, getting that developed. So I do a lot of staff management on systems, operations, and then a lot of marketing stuff. So
Well, you're a pretty techie guy, and not only do you do all that, but you also do a lot of videography too.
yes, yeah.
Through Little C. So you're very, very talented.
Oh, thank you.
John, the same thing. I mean, you guys can tell that you grew up and you were raised by two parents that supported a very strong work ethic.
I did.
And
it.
of course,
Yeah.
of course, Aunt Jenny, we'll give her some credit as well. But yeah, that blonde lady that works in shipping and receiving over there, she's tough.
She'll
Yeah,
crack the
She
whip.
is tough.
Yeah.
No, that's your mom.
Cracks the whip.
But I love the dynamic. Like, I love how your dad's like the boss, right? And except when your mom's around,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, yeah.
and then the dynamic shifts a little bit.
She'll
But
tell
no,
you.
she's funny. We love your whole family.
Yeah.
You guys
Thank
have been
you.
so good to us. In fact, for those that aren't aware, we're converting a portion of our building into a tourism center that we've been working on very hard over the course of several months. But one of the things we're going to do is have a retail component in the tourism center where you'll be able to purchase some Clinton-focused shirts, hoodies, things
right.
like that. And we'll be working closely with Colin and his team on the designs of those here moving forward. So your Adcraft and Sully, that's impacting so many different businesses throughout the community in a positive way. Kudos to everything that you've done. And that's why in 2025 year end, we honored you guys with the award for Industry of the Year because of the capital investment and the dedication you have to the community call home.
Huge investment.
Well, thank you. I mean, we're humbled by that. We often don't know how to react to things like that. So I hope you know how appreciative we are of that. And actually, all the shout outs you guys give us and bring us up just in general conversation has been awesome. And so we couldn't, it's
Yeah.
people like you that help us to get where we are. And we hope
You
to
have a
just
good
make
story.
an impact on the.
I'd like to tell it. I mean, we do that for all of our members. I mean,
Yeah.
if we have some members that just go above and beyond, and it's worth telling that story and really sharing the successes they experience, because
For sure.
we all know it doesn't come from laziness.
No, God.
It takes a tremendous amount of hard work and sending
No.
emails at 3:30 in the morning.
Right.
3:30 in the morning, working
ABKA, baby.
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Multiple jobs while
Yeah.
you're trying to get everything going, and
Yeah. So from here on out, we're as we get into the new offices and everything like that, we're kind of going to be, getting more people in for tours and things like that, which will be exciting. Just so people can see the inner workings of the office, and then in general, we're hoping to obviously expand business and keep things rolling into the future.
Yeah,
well,
cool.
you guys did have something to do with that Comanche J term, right? I mean,
Yeah, that was kind of fun. We had several different students. I think it's Comanche's first year
Yeah.
doing it.
right.
And so I had a few students that were sort of shadowing me, and then Big Colin as well
Wow.
in the office. And then we had some tours coming through, and that's always fun when people can see. We see it every day, but when people can see the actual production happening, that's kind of fun because they don't see that every day. And it's fun to hear what people think like screen printing is or how custom apparel is made, and then they see how it actually is made, and it's always fun to hear that,
Right.
that side of it.
One
so.
of my favorite things was right after you opened the business there, I was out. It was, I don't know, I think it was a Friday night, and it was getting dark out, and we drove by on the bypass, and I could see you guys were in there with your dad, and I could see you just from my car, I could see it. I just thought that is the coolest thing.
Yeah. And Paul
Yeah.
Mulholland was sleeping outside on the
gee.
Yeah.
parking lot waiting for the grand opening.
Oh,
'cause we
yeah.
gotta be-
Yes.
Actually, Paul kind of kicked it off. Like, so we were able to open that Thursday, the 14th, and then so then Friday we're like, all right, let's open. Like, let's actually do this and get everything in place. And then Paul we took a picture of Paul with his Sully shirt, and he put it up, and that honestly kicked off a bunch of people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Before
We tried
could
to
even
get out
post
there
about
before
it,
and
so.
we couldn't do it.
Yeah, no.
Because we got an email from Dan and said, like, come on out for a soft opening. And I couldn't come out that night. My daughter had dance and Jenny had something going on.
Yep.
So we thought, we'll just come out the very next day. Nope. Couldn't beat Paul Mulholland. He was out there.
Determined.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
but that's a good story, too, because his
Yeah.
dad was one of your grandpa's
Yes,
very
yeah.
first customers.
And they actually lent us, because I'm hoping to put together some sort of a mini, like, documentary, I call it, but like an about us section, and I want to
Yeah.
show
Cool.
people. And so I asked the public for any memorabilia they had from working with my grandpa in the past.
Yeah.
And so Paul brought in some stuff from his dad, from Mulholland, from Sheriff, Sheriff, and
Yeah.
my grandpa had printed these shirts, and so I actually have those in my possession, and so yeah, it's kind of a full circle type of thing, and so we're excited
Yeah.
about
You
So
want
cool.
a Terry Sullivan fun fact?
it. Sure,
Yeah.
Oh, you already know it probably.
maybe not. He
He
didn't say
was
much. So.
fluent in Korean, and he was a decoder in the service.
Yeah.
I knew the decoder. I didn't know the.
I
fluent
always
in
said to him,
Korean.
he never talked. So I said, why would you even be fluent in Korean? You don't even use English.
I was
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Talk.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Korean's not an easy language
No.
to learn.
No, he was a dark Stillwater.
Yeah.
Runs deep.
Yeah, he's saying as much as he would now as he would when he was alive. So, which is
Yeah.
nothing really. but-
I went to a birthday party at your house once, and I was wearing a yellow dress, and I noticed that he was watching me. And I knew Terry since I was a little kid,
Mhm.
and he was watch. And I'm grown. I have children, and he's walking out the door to leave, and he said, "You look like a canary."
Yeah.
And he just walked off.
Yeah.
we have a picture of my grandpa shooting a basketball in the right when you walk into Sully's. We have a canvas print of him shooting a basketball too. So a little homage to him, and we'll try to keep adding more stuff like that. But no, I wish I could see what he would have thought, because he wouldn't have said anything. But I wish he would have
Yeah.
see what he would have thought about the whole place. I think he would have been excited about it. So
He's so no talking that if you asked him what his favorite song was, he would say an instrumental.
Yeah.
He-
Nothing
no-
with words.
Nothing
Yeah.
with words. Nothing with
Jenny, we're over at Sully's when? Next week?
Next week, the 22nd, for the presentation at 1 p.m.
Not only is it a presentation of an award, but I believe it's going to be the first time that some of the Adcraft team members see the space.
yes,
Is that right?
Yeah,
I
and
didn't know
so
this.
I had told the Adcraft team members, the office people, that after the first of the year, I think we'll be able to get in. So I know they're probably frustrated with me because I haven't gotten them over there yet. But
That's your job.
but also I did say
Frustrate
after
people.
the first of the year, so
Yeah,
it could
he
be.
gave himself 365 and a quarter
Yeah.
days.
So we wanted to use that time as a way to not just so everybody can be recognized there, because it really is all about the team that helped us get recognitions
Yeah.
like this. And so we
I
wanted to
laugh
get
because
them
I
there.
remember when you had your ribbon cutting or groundbreaking, the
Groundbreaking.
groundbreaking.
We,
Yeah.
we had to have Andy's.
And I walk up and, Dan's standing there and Colin's standing there and Big Colin's standing there. And Dan just looks at me and goes, "What are we supposed to do?" And I was like, "All right, well, let's." And then he was just like, "Well, can you just do it?"
Just do
I was
it.
like, "Okay, I guess we'll just do it." Because he's like, "I brought out the stuff. Like, we got the canopies
Yeah.
and there's some music playing."
You
and-
guys do it.
We'll
got a little
probably,
bar,
we'll
but-
probably need a little bit of that help.
Yeah.
He just looked at me and he's like, "Well, what are we supposed to do?" I'm like, "I thought you guys had this planned out. I'm glad I showed up." That could have been awkward, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
funny.
All right. Well, third generation ownership, no doubt, in good hands. John, Colin, thank you so much for being on the show. We're very proud of you and
Oh,
your
yeah.
entire family for all you've accomplished.
Well, thank
I'm
you.
proud of you no matter what. Just because I love you.
Well, thank you very much.
She doesn't say that to all the guests. I'll tell you
I
that much.
don't.
All right.
Congratulations on the podcast, by the way.
Yeah, thanks,
it's
man.
awesome. I
Thank
know
you.
people look forward to it every time it comes out, and I certainly do too. I know it's hard to start one of those up, so nice work on the consistency
Yeah.
and getting interesting guests in here.
Yeah, Jenny keeps me on my toes. I'll tell you that. She does all the scheduling. I just have to show up. But if, if
Yeah.
it wasn't for her, because that's the hardest part, really,
Yeah.
is like you said, consistency is making sure we have shows and you don't go weeks without,
Mhm.
reaching out to your audience with some new content. But Jenny makes sure we get hooked up. Sometimes it's a little too many episodes. She
what I
likes
was
to
just
jam
telling
in. One time we did 3 in one day, and I was like, Jenny, I'm not getting paid to be a podcast host, so we got to throttle back.
Well, hopefully after this episode, you don't have a downtick in guests after we've been on.
No, it's gonna be.
No,
up
I
there.
think we're gonna get Dan and Julie on the next podcast.
Oh, I would
How about
love
that?
that. I'll tell you
luck.
one.
Family
Good
Feud.
luck with that.
Picture of John on my LinkedIn page, and my profile views like spiked 636%.
He's got a warrant.
So-
What's the deal
Trick shot.
here?
Yeah,
Trick
yeah,
shot.
trick shot,
Yeah.
yeah.
Trick shot Johnny.
All right, everybody. Well, Jenny, you got a busy rest of your week. What's today?
Oh, yeah.
Tuesday?
Today is Tuesday. Yes, I have a lot of visits to do, and we got a lot going on, so I'm excited.
Yeah, we got tomorrow's going to be a great day for us.
Oh,
you know,
man.
economic development, as I always say, is not a sprint. It is truly a marathon.
Yep.
18 months ago, we applied to be considered for a location for a project called Project Twister. All industrial projects have code names to maintain the confidentiality of the company. We were one of 65 potential locations. Then we met with the company. We made it down to one of 5. They're coming back tomorrow. We are one of 2.
Oh man.
Awesome.
And that doesn't happen. I mean, that alone in my book is a victory.
There-
You know, we'd love to have them here, turn dirt. I mean, that's ultimate goal. But just making it from 65 down to 2 means we put our best foot forward. We provided them with the information they needed in a timely manner. It was complete. And they were able to make a location decision based on nothing but facts.
Why wouldn't they come here?
Well, and now tomorrow we have to sell the company leadership on why this is a great community to do business
It
in. So
is.
we've answered all the data requested and they checked all those boxes. But tomorrow really is going to be tugging on the heartstrings
Yep.
and bringing the emotional side to economic development. So
Do it. We're charming.
yeah, very excited about
Yes.
that. So lots of stuff going on here at Growe Clinton. If you want more information, go to groweclinton.com. Remember, we are a membership-driven organization. We do not generate revenue outside of our member investors. With nearly 500 members, we're doing well, but we always want to introduce ourselves to new companies, new businesses, new individuals throughout the greater Clinton region and be able to share some of our resources with them. Excited to announce in this year, 2026, we'll be partnering with New BOCO, which is a nonprofit organization out of Cedar Rapids
So cool.
that is laser focused on entrepreneurial development, helping young, inspired entrepreneurs identify cost sharing opportunities. They can help you with location decisions. They can help you with marketing and branding and connecting you with other programs like theirs throughout the nation. They also do a lot with VCs, venture capitalists, angel investor groups. So very good organization. Love them from the first day I ever engaged them, and now we're
What
a
a
partner
benefit.
with them. So coming probably starting next week or the week after, we will have Mr. Alex Taylor in our office twice a week from like 8:30 to 3:30, meeting with those people that want to start a business. And it doesn't matter what level you're at. I mean, perfect example right here,
Right.
Adcraft. Started out as an idea, turned into something now massive.
Yes.
And even if you want to manufacture widgets, we can connect you with people that can help with 3D printing, some mock-ups, all sorts of different things. So just because we're here in Clinton, Iowa, doesn't mean the next big thing is not going to hatch right
This
here
is
next to the
where
Mississippi River.
everything starts. And I'm having lunch with Alex tomorrow, and I'm not, excuse me, opening a business or anything, but I just can't wait to hear all
Yeah.
the stuff he's got to say and
Yeah.
all he can offer.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Terry would say the same thing. You know, it
Yeah.
is stressful.
Yeah.
When you decide that you're going to go leap into that world of business
gosh.
development and entrepreneurship, man, how scary, especially because the first time when it comes to financials, there's 3 F's that you tap into, and that's family, that's friends, and fools. and that's not a negative thing, but that's
No,
it.
right.
You need money, and sometimes you're spending your own savings. So if you're going to do it right the first time.
Right.
Take advantage of all the resources we offer here at Growe Clinton. Again, groweclinton.com. My name, as always, I'm not going to change it, Andy Sokolovich. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Growe Clinton Podcast. Until I see you guys again, stay classy, folks. See ya. Thank you for listening to the Growe Clinton Podcast. Be sure to subscribe. Follow us on all your socials. Until next time, see ya.